Today, for the very first time, to help celebrate the 30th anniversary release of this album, Cody finally gets to meet Dan Abnormal and Ernold Same while falling in love with the wonderful Mr. Robinson's Quango. This is Blur's The Great Escape. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another album review / reaction here on the channel. And as you can see from the way I have everything laid out, we are listening to a new, well, actually, it's not new. We are listening to a classic Blur album. This is an album that I'm very familiar with, but it'll be Cody's first time ever hearing this album. My name's Patrick Musilek. This is my cousin Cody Musilek. No relation. And we have on the channel several Blur reactions. We have a reaction to the album Park Life. That was the first album of Blur's that Cody had heard. And then we did their new album that came out, I believe it was 2 years ago now, The Life of Darren. So that was the first time either of us had heard that album. And we have The Life of Darren uploaded with the music in it. And we don't currently have Park Life with the music in it. But I believe if I go back and put the music in it and upload it, I could hopefully be able to get that uploaded with the music in it, because Blur has sort of changed their copyright, the way they have their copyright. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you're new to the channel, what we're going to do is we're going to listen all the way through this album from front to back. We are going to pause between the songs to talk about them, but we'll probably be talking over the songs as well. So just be ready for that, because we have lots of nasty comments in some of our videos, particularly the Yes video we posted most recently. Are people so mad at us about that? And also the Led Zeppelin video, Cody. People are so mean. So what I did today was I started a brand new channel in our Discord. So if you want to check out our Discord, we have a really nice, very small community over there that likes to talk about Metallica and metal music, but all sorts of other stuff that we do here on the channel. And I created a new channel called Comments That Are Hilarious or something like that. And so from now on, I'm just going to start taking screenshots of hilarious comments and post them so everyone can see them on Discord, because it's funny and everyone gets a chuckle out of it. Did you see the one I posted there today, Cody?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's basically said, just looked at the comments, didn't watch the video. And so I posted, talked over the music, didn't hear talked the entire time, didn't hear the music or something. I thought it was a pretty good comment if you're familiar with the channel. And if you are familiar with the channel, thank you for coming back. We're not going to talk too long about this before we get into it, because we want to get into the music right away. If you do want to hear my thoughts about Blur, we have those other videos I mentioned where I talked about Blur a lot more, especially the Park Life video. I kind of went through a history of Blur briefly for Cody so he could kind of get into it a little bit. And then I also have, I don't know when this video is going to be getting out, but later this week we're going to be recording a very special video where Cody and both Chris's are going to be listening to the very first Gorillaz album for the very first time, their self-titled album. And I'm very much looking forward to that. And so I'm very happy that it's very fortuitous for us to be able to record this reaction now, so that Cody gets a little bit more familiar with Damon Albarn, his voice, and the way he kind of, because I believe all the songs on this album were written primarily by him. Okay. So you get a little bit more into like his mindset of how he likes to record things and where he's coming from. And so that's going to be a very special video that we're kind of doing as a celebration of my getting done with with the biggest, hardest, most difficult part of my cancer treatment for my leukemia. So I'm very much looking forward to that a lot. I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing that, even though we're going to be doing it late at night. But that's unfortunately the way it falls when everybody tries to get together. So So in terms of this album, Cody, have you gone back and listened to Park Life at all since we did that reaction?
Sometimes I still have Tracy Jacks in my head.
Tracy Jacks.
and the Park Life song, I can kind of remember that, but I did immediately after, and the week after that, I listened to it a couple times and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't remember most of the other songs on there, but I was looking forward to listening to more Blur, but I restrained myself because I knew we'd do something.
I was going to say,
eventually.
And usually I tell you guys, like, hey, don't explore the music too much, because if a song comes up on Spotify or someone plays a random thing, I don't want it to spoil too much. Yeah. Not that you can't hear, obviously, anything, but I like to go into stuff like this when it's, totally fresh and no one knows as much as possible. So,
and this is still pre-Gorillaz?
Yes, by 6 years.
Okay, cool.
So if you remember, I mentioned that Blur released like a trilogy of albums that people consider to be like their best, they're like pop albums. Okay. Their first album came out in 1991 called Leisure, and that might actually be one of your favorite Blur albums. It's much more like a band, and it's a little bit more like the distorted guitars and a little bit more punky kind of feeling. Okay. A little grungy maybe, even though they got more grunge later on. And then they released their album Modern Life is Rubbish, which is really great. And if you want to keep going with these albums, that's probably the one we would do. We would get to it eventually. But then they released Park Life, which a lot of people consider to be their best album as a whole. And then they released this album, and they released those over the course of 3 years. So 93, 94, 95. Okay. They did a lot of touring. This is when they were kind of at the height of their popularity, at least in UK and in Europe. Up to this point, they hadn't really broken into the United States at all, and they never really did break into the United States. Song 2 did, but I was just watching a couple Gorillaz documentaries the other day in preparation for our Gorillaz video, and in that video, Damon Albarn was saying when he comes to the United States at that point in his life, in 2001, when the first Gorillaz album came out, when he would come to the United States, he still very much felt like an outsider and like people didn't want him to be here because they tried so hard to break into the United States. And it wasn't until 1996, the year after this album came out, when they released Song 2, and it became kind of a big hit accidentally. But he still didn't feel welcome. So this is still them very much being in their sort of pop music phase. And they changed a lot on their next album. They got a lot more grungy, I feel, even though that may not be the right word. They got a lot more experimental. If you remember, I was telling you about this. So they released 2 albums after this one. Their self-titled album in 1996 that has Song 2 on it. It has a couple of other songs that people kind of know. Beetlebum is on that one, I believe. And then in 1999, they released their album 13, it's called. And that album I like that album more than their self-titled one, but both of those are not my favorites. I like this era of Blur that we're going to listen to now. Then Damon Albarn released the Gorillaz album in 2001, and then in 2003, they released they released a Blur album that was without their guitar player who'd been with them the entire time. So they were having some turmoil, and Damon Albarn wanted to release, the record label wanted him to release a new Blur album, so Damon Albarn kind of did a whole Blur album himself, and that album sounds totally different from all the other Blur albums.
Did it feel more like Gorillaz?
Kind of, in some ways. Now, some of the Gorillaz songs started from songs that were originally Blur songs that Damon Albarn was working on as a Blur song, and then switched them over. But we'll talk about Gorillaz later. Yeah, sure. So then they didn't release any new music for a long, long time until they got back together in Japan. They didn't talk to each other. I think we talked about this last time. The like drama in the band. Their guitarist Graham Coxon was not having it with them at all, and then he was very upset that they released an album without him, and so it wasn't until many years later that they got together in Japan to do like a special show, and they kind of locked themselves away for like a month in Japan and made a whole album that I find pretty disappointing. And then a couple of years ago, they released Life of Darren. So they are still a band. I believe they are still active. They do shows occasionally. Just last year, they released a huge live show that I want to get at some point on CD. I don't think they've released it on DVD yet, but I think they have, or Blu-ray they have, but I believe they have plans eventually. But it's a Blur live at Wembley, and they did this huge concert that was like two massive set lists over 2 days, I think it was, playing like a huge amount of songs from their catalog.
Cool.
And it sounds really great from what I've heard. So I really want to. I was kind of waiting for them to hopefully release a Blu-ray of the show eventually, because I'd rather have that. I'd rather watch a live concert than just listen to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay. One question about the personnel. You said that the guitarist left or got kicked out or whatever.
He came back in Japan.
Is he back in the
he's
current
back
lineup?
in the band. Yep. And he has they all matured a lot.
Yeah,
they had like a lot of stardom and stuff thrust on them. And this was in the 90s when like music magazines were like all the rage, especially in the UK. And then they had their whole war with Oasis.
Yeah.
And then when they released this album came out, I believe it was this album, The Great Escape, came out in like close to Christmas, the same year that Oasis's big album with Wonderwall came out. And
I got it up here.
Right, there you go. Yeah, that one. Did that come out in 1995 as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened there was people liked that album a lot, and they enjoyed this one too, but they felt that Oasis had like matured as a band and moved on from being just a pop band, whereas Blur, a lot of people felt them being kind of stagnant and staying the same. And so basically Oasis won the war there, that battle or whatever. And then Blur was upset at the time and all this stuff. And in the Gorillaz documentaries, Damon Albarn talked about how they were just pop music at the time, what was the New Kids on the Block were becoming popular, and like manufactured like pop bands or pop groups were becoming a big thing, and that really bothered Damon specifically, and because what they were was a pop band, right? Like they perform all the instruments, they write all the songs, and they were just a band making pop music, kind of like the Beatles, you know. But
so did people write them off as being?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
People did like it, but they liked what Oasis was doing, being a little bit more serious and working with a little bit more of like a raw, grungy sound. And Blur didn't do that on this album, but they did on their next album. And so that's when people started to take them a little bit more seriously. And if you remember last time, people would like criticize Damon Albarn's lyrics a lot. If you remember, he talks about a lot of their songs are named after people, and each individual song is kind of like the story of a person, like an average everyday English person. And he talks about like the trash man and the dust man and walking around the park and all that kind of stuff.
Do you think they were just too English to break into America? Whereas
I think that's definitely part of it. And then once they did Song 2...
I've always thought of Oasis as like the most British band ever, but it feels like Blur is even a little more.
Oh yeah, I definitely think they're the most British band for sure.
But I don't know. Yeah, you've got me on. I loved Parklife, and you've got me on Team Blur. You need to find me some Blur CDs because all I got are Oasis CDs.
Yeah, for sure. And so okay, so that's kind of the timeline to catch you up on that. So this album is in fact my favorite Blur album. I wanted to start with this album really bad, but I thought you needed to hear Parklife first.
Sure.
And I'm glad we did that one because it's much more. It's more like it's the definitive sort of Blur pop album. Okay. This one I feel though is so consistent. From front to back. There's a lot of really cool synths on this. I feel like Damon was allowed to take charge a little bit more with what he wanted to insert into the songs. I think the bass on this album is like phenomenal across the entire album, and the guitar too, which that we talked about that with Parklife. Like if you just I can listen to this album and just focus on the guitar, and it never loses my interest the entire album. Graham Coxon is like one of my favorite guitar players because he plays outrageous stuff that doesn't belong in this type of music, and it just works so well. It's absolutely crazy. And this album is the same way as their last album. Sonically, it sounds very similar. I wouldn't say it sounds better or worse. It sounds basically the same. I think both of them sound a little bit better than Modern Life is Rubbish. Which is the first album in this sort of trilogy of albums. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. We've got 15 tracks on this album, and I wanted to let the viewers and let Cody know. When we did Parklife, if you remember, we did it this same way because I was unhappy with how the deluxe modern remasters sound. They really bump up the sides, and then they add a lot of like squeaky high frequencies to it, and the reverb is a little bit more accentuated because the sides are bumped up in the remaster, which is very common with remasters nowadays. And so I personally feel like the highest quality of this is the original release on the CDs. So I ripped this exact CD that I have here. I ripped it in, lossless WAV files, and so that's what Cody and I are going to be listening to in this video, and I think that that's the way to do it. Just like with Parklife, Cody, this album is very dynamic. So, when you set your level, you may adjust it a little bit as we go through, but you'll set your level and find that, that you're fine, but it's going to be very dynamic. Like, there will be parts where you're like, oh man, this is really loud, and parts where it's kind of quiet. And that's what you miss when you listen to the modern remasters. They're much more compressed, which makes sense because that's what modern remasters are kind of for. Yeah. And I also I didn't get it down, but in the last video I showed off a lot of my Blur stuff. I do have their box set 21 that has all of the like deluxe editions and everything. And over the last few years, Cody, when they get to last year was the Parklife 30th anniversary in 2024. In 2023, it was the Modern Life is Rubbish 30th anniversary. Now we're to the Great Escape 30th anniversary. Yeah. Each year they release like a double disc vinyl set of the album remastered, and then the like bonus disc that comes with each of the versions. And nice. And so that is kind of cool that none of Blur's music had ever been released on vinyl before. They've done some special things here and there for like Record Store Day, but so the artwork actually that everyone's watching the video can see on the bottom over here. This artwork down here, that is the artwork on the gatefold vinyl of the release of the 30th anniversary of this album. Oh, cool. So it doesn't have the actual the original album artwork. The vinyl itself looks like this thing over here.
Wait, that's the inside of the gatefold, right? Or
no,
is that
it's the outs. The
that's
back.
The outs. Why would they change the artwork?
Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they lost the rights to this picture because I know at the time it was like a thing.
Did they do that for Park Life or?
I believe Park Life is. I'm not sure. That's a good question because Park Life, the picture on the cover of Park Life is those dogs racing.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And that was
iconic.
like a very famous photo at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a great question. I don't have any of the Blur vinyl, so I don't know.
Interesting.
While we're talking about the artwork, just real quick, I want to show you the artwork that in the booklet for this because I really like it. So here's the book, the cover, and it's set up like a calendar.
Oh, cool.
And so it's got on the front. This album is kind of like it's the overall theme I would say is about sort of like corporate greed and like rich people, like people that have a ton of money and are just like snobs and stuff. Okay. And so there's kind of this whole like them in the in suits with glasses and stuff, and then they have this like it's
like
got lyrics for some songs here, but then it's got this like. Down here it says your property and personal equity is at risk with any policy, contracts, and financial forecasts are based on existing data and as a guide, blah, 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 blah. We are a bonded, licensed, and regulated body. Consult your solicitor before checking any policy. All names and products are copyrights, logos, and trademarks, blah, blah, blah. Conditions and blah, blah, blah. Design, research, and develop, blah, 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 exclusively for Blur. So it's like, it's got this like jargony stuff on it.
Yeah.
And then as you go through, it's got their mailing list here. As you go through, you kind of flip it up and there's different things that they have. There's a picture of the castle that was used in the video for Country House.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, it's really cool. Really cool artwork. I really like it a lot. And then when you keep going, you get to the end, and here's the actual full image. So it's the image of them jumping with the shark below, showing the danger, and then the like mid-level, and then the stars up in the sky, which kind of this references that in the songs across the album. And then on the very back, it says the end.
The end.
Which is fun because Blur famously has their song To the End, which is one of their best songs. Oh. So that's The Great Escape. That's the back picture, very famous picture of them. And so without further ado, do you have any questions before we get into this or anything you want to have clarified or anything?
No, I think you covered it.
Okay. What are we at? 18 minutes, less than 20 minutes? Let's go. Okay, so let's pull up. I'm going to be using foobar, so everybody watching the video, you can see down here the actual my foobar here. And I'm going to use this to play, and you'll be able to see theoretically the waveforms. I mean, that's not the most accurate thing in the world, but you'll be able to see the waveforms as we're watching. So I think that's kind of a cool little thing we can do in the video here. So, Cody, are you ready for track? Well, let's look at the titles of the songs if you got them up, just because I like to do that too.
Yep.
So we've got Stereotypes, Country House. I'll tell you the big songs from this album in terms of singles. Okay. We have The Universal is probably the biggest one.
Okay.
Country House was a huge single for them that kind of flopped. People really like it, but they hated that song and they refused to play it for many years. Damon Albarn hates that song, but they do play it now because they're over themselves. So Country House.
He shouldn't have wrote it if he hated it.
Yeah. Well, it's one of my favorite songs on the album. So I guess it tells you my taste. Charmless Man was kind of a single as well. And then that's pretty much it. Maybe Entertain Me was a single as well. I'm just trying to think of any of the songs that they included on their greatest hits or on their like music video DVD that I have. But Country House, track 2, track 4, Charmless Man, and then for sure The Universal, track 7.
Okay,
are the big ones. Let's see, and then we can see there's Mr. Robinson's Quango, Ernold Same, Globe Alone, Dan Abnormal, and then the final track Yuko and Hiro. So there's a lot of people's names being referenced.
Yeah.
As per usual. In terms of the lengths, we have a lot of threes and fours. There's a couple songs that are a little bit different towards this second half of the album that are a little faster or a little shorter. and then the final track ends early, and then there's kind of a thing after it. So like it's not 5:24, it's probably like 4 minutes long, and then there's a bit of silence, and then there's something after it. So
I wonder if Ernold Same is a reference to Arnold Lane by Pink Floyd.
I don't know.
I mean, I know it's supposed to be a name, but it's kind of a weird name.
Well, when we listen to the song, we'll see if you can connect the dots for that at all.
Okay.
All right, are you ready for Stereotypes?
Yep.
All right, this is Stereotypes in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
So let me know what you're thinking as you go through.
It's very abrasive right off the start.
Swapping is your future, you know that it would suit you. Yes, the stereotypes, there must be more to life. All your life you're dreaming, and then you start dreaming from time to time. You know
lots of vocal harmonies. When we were listening to Park Life, I went back and watched a little bit of the video the other day just to see what we were saying. And you commented that in almost every song you could hear just like 4 or 5 seconds of Beatles in like every song.
Yeah. That, and I think I've started noticing the Kinks as an influence.
Okay,
Too.
yeah, and you said that I think last video too. I think Beach Boys with some of the harmonies.
Yeah.
There must be more to life. All your life you're dreaming, and then you start dreaming. From time to time you know you're going on another bender. Yes, there must be more to life. The stereotypes. Swapping is your future, you know that it will suit you. Yes, the stereotypes, there must be more to life. All your life you're dreaming, and then you start dreaming. From time to time you know you should be going on another bender. Yes, there must be more to life than stereotypes. Dreaming from time to time, you know you should go on another bender before you come to an end.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it was good. Very catchy. Mm-hmm. Like that one will be stuck in my head probably, unless. Well, there's still 14 tracks.
Do you think it was more catchy than, what was the one from the first one?
Tracy Jacks.
Tracy Jacks!
That one's so easy to remember that it's. But yeah, the stereotypes, like that. That's good. Yeah, it was fun.
Now, when it first started, you were like, whoa, was that the guitars doing that?
I had my volume up, and
higher?
it just starts with like a like that kind of a thing.
Yep.
Oh God. Very abrasive. It was almost like an alarm going off in the background.
Kind of like we were talking about recently with Dan Auerbach and him like having like weird sounding guitars. I feel like Graham Coxon does that as well.
Okay.
And by the way, I also have to say Alex James does the drums in this band, and then David Roundtree does bass, I believe.
Okay.
Unless I mix those two guys up, but hey, it's the bass and drummer, so it's like dime a dozen, right? Yeah. But I will say also, when they went into the chorus and it was yes, that was Damon, and then Graham doing the background vocal as well. And then when the background vocals got a little bit more complex and there was like harmonies and stuff, that's all 4 of the guys standing in there with maybe a producer or two doing some additional like background vocals. But still being performed and done like as a band. You know, they're not in there individually tracking everything and layering it into multiple tracks and sending it to an auxiliary bus and all this stuff. I mean, maybe they did send it to an auxiliary bus, but that is them all performing, you know, and then when they perform live, they all have microphones and they do certain stuff. But it's mainly, most of the background vocals on this album you're going to hear are either Graham or they are Damon doing his own background vocals. Damon, there are some songs where he does double himself, like so you'll just hear 2 tracks of him, and then he also does some harmony vocals too. But Graham Coxon has a pretty unique kind of shrieky voice that he uses for harmonies and stuff, and I really like that aspect of this band and on this album in particular because it makes it feel. The only other band I've heard that does it the same way this is Modest Mouse. They're like a guitar player who just kind of stands in the back far away from the microphone and is just like like as he's doing background vocals, and I really like that. And then the way that Blur does background vocals, it reminds me a lot of Modest Mouse.
Cool.
And so yeah, I like that aspect of him. So all right, now we can. Okay, one thing I want you to try to keep track of as we go through, I want you to tell me whether or not you like. Try to keep track of like which one is your favorite song.
Okay.
I know we kind of do that sometimes, but also try to compare the songs one another. So like when we hear this next one, think to yourself, do I like it more than the first one? Which it's kind of a natural thing to do as we listen to this. Yeah. But I want to kind of keep that in mind as we go through, and we'll see if at the end you kind of remember the beginning of the album.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, all right, this is going into Country House. This is the kind of controversial song for them and for this album because, like I said, they didn't like it. I really like it, and you're gonna be like, "Well, Patrick, there's saxophones in this song." Whenever we've talked about saxophones in the past, and I go, "There are some songs where it works." This is the song that I'm talking about.
Okay.
And you're gonna be, and you'll see. You'll see.
Well, I like saxophone, so
yeah, I don't know how.
Maybe I'll hate it in this song.
Yeah, maybe you will. We'll see. All right, this is Country House. You ready? Mm-hmm. Country House in 3, 2, 1.
City dweller, successful fella, thought to himself, oops, I've got a lot of money. Caught in a rat race, terminally.
That bass.
Yeah. But my heart's not in it. I'm paying the price of living life at the limit. Caught up in the centuries, anxiety. Yes, it preys on him. Lives in a house.
Are you looking at the lyrics?
No.
You can bring up the lyrics if you want for this, because the lyrics are quite good, I think, but they're kind of goofy. Unless you don't want to be distracted.
Well, I can understand them pretty well, too, so
yeah,
I'll just listen to them.
Okay.
He's got morning glory and life's a different story. Everything's going Jack and Jory in touch with his own mortality.
The vocals kind of remind me of All the Young Dudes by Mott the Hoople.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't know if I do.
Another British 70s band.
Okay.
This is fun. Is it like too gimmicky for them or something?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because to me, this doesn't stand out from the rest of the stuff I've heard on this or Park
Right.
Life, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think it just was pushing them to the like how cheeky can we be, you know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it's like, what are these guitars doing?
Yeah, it's crazy. I love when I can see the line on my spectrogram on Fubar.
Yeah.
You can just see it like snaking through there.
That guitar.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, he lives in a house, a very big house in the country. Watching afternoon repeats and the food he eats in the country. He takes all manner of pills and piles up analyst pills in the country. Oh, it's like an animal farm, that's a rural charm in the country. Oh, he lives in a house, very big house in the country.
Do they have good videos for
This
their
one has a
singles?
music video.
So
Yep.
he needs a lot of rest.
And it's really like they went and filmed at this huge castle and stuff, and
Yeah.
they're kind of just acting goofy the whole time.
I mean, like 90s is kind of like peak music video, probably.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like dumping money into music videos. The saxophone in this is very inoffensive, so I could see maybe why you like it.
Yeah, it's just like a rhythm saxophone, and it's like
Yeah.
mostly baritone sax and stuff.
Yeah. Oh no, your favorite song.
Now, I lost my chalk, so let's just imagine one here, because there's going to be more.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I like that more than the first one for sure.
Okay.
It was
So,
fun.
Do you get the like sarcastic nature of what they're going for with the messaging, kind of?
I think so. Yeah.
You know, they're all just like, oh, he lives in the house. Well, for them, like living in the country is like a great like. You must be rich if you live out in the country and on this huge estate, you know?
Yeah,
So that's
sure.
where they're coming from. And then they're saying like, oh, he lives in the country, you know, he takes herbal baths and he doesn't drink, smoke, or laugh. You know, he's just this guy that seems like he would have it all living in this huge house. And then in the video, it's this like castle that's like something out of a fairy tale, you know, it's like ridiculous. And like that kind of vibe is kind of all over this album, but also there's kind of like this dark, like fatalistic, nihilistic look at the world as well. That's really cool. And I like it when the music sounds happy, but what they're saying is like kind of like, oh man, they're kind of right. You know?
Yeah. And it's been a while since I listened to Park Life, but I feel like Park Life was very like urban lads kind of stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And there is some of that on here too, but it's like a commentary on different types of people.
I see.
Rather than just like kind of a celebration of the English people in general. So I personally like the like darkness that's on this album, and like the overall message and stuff, and like the differences between classes and stuff is really interesting, I feel. Especially when you look at it now, you know, 30 years later, it's interesting to see. And so
Yeah.
So the acoustic guitar strumming the whole time, that would be a song where Damon was playing acoustic guitar and strumming the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you like that one better than Stereotypes.
Favorite one so far?
Me too. I like that one as well. Okay, so here's something totally different. You ready for Best Days?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. I feel like their musicianship is just not praised enough.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to the last train. Over the river they all go again. Out into leafy nowhere. Hope someone's waiting out there for them. Happy as his mind on a fair to the sun. He works nights, but it's not much fun. Picks up the London yo-yos, all on their own down Soho. Take me home. Other people wouldn't like to hear you if you said that these are the best days of our lives. Other people turn around and laugh at you if you said that these are the best days of our lives.
I've always liked the lyrics in this song.
Yeah.
low can they go? Awesome. It's awesome. That's a cool thing that doesn't belong in a song like this. That's Damon playing the piano. Two tracks of piano.
Oh, yeah.
Using brushes on the drums, so no crash cymbals or anything like that. Just
kind of long for my taste.
You what?
Kind of long for. I'm not super into this one, I guess.
Okay, interesting. Okay. I actually, this is one of my other favorites. I mean, I literally like every song on this album. So I think the first half of the album is more like you would expect, and then it gets kind of wacky at the end.
Okay.
So I mean, is this song a little bit more Beatlesy?
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, at times. And I like the guitar and I like the piano. It's the song as a whole. Maybe it's not doing it for me. Maybe it's the vocals.
Yeah. So
I just too sleepy for me. I like more fun songs.
Sure, and we're gonna get a lot of that. See, and I like their slower ballady songs.
Yeah.
And this one in particular is one of my favorites because I just love the words. You know, so people would laugh at you if you're saying these are the best days of our lives. They're like, how can that possibly be true? But it's like, yeah, it might have been. You know, other people would break into a cold sweat if you say that because it's like, oh my God, existential crisis, you know?
Right, yeah.
And I love that kind of stuff because so often people, not to get all, you know, like lyrical breakdown or nothing, but like, you know, people don't really, people are seldom aware of the times that they're actually in at the moment, you know? And so
you don't know you're in the good old days until later.
Exactly. And so or you know, trying to make it through really tough days, you know?
Yeah, sure.
So it's like I just like that. And I like the strings in that song are gorgeous. They started in the second half of the first verse and they never went away. They were just gorgeous the entire time. That's not the last time you'll hear a real string section playing on the album. It's just it's a really solid song, especially after coming from those songs we just heard into this one and then going into the next one. Like you need something to kind of break up the more like
for sure, yeah.
So yeah. But not your favorite though.
No.
You still think Country House is your favorite?
Yep.
Okay, just checking. Okay, now we're going to move on to what may be my absolute favorite song on the album. I'll probably say that for half these songs.
Yeah, I thought that was Country House.
A Country House is one of my all-time favorite Blur songs. Charmless Man is one of my others. Like, so I really, really, really love the piano on this song. Spoiler alert, there's a piano. But I really like the piano here. And everything else is great, too. Guitar is really neat, too. So, okay, this is Charmless Man. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
In 3, 2, 1.
people go to drink away their gloom. He sat me down and so began the story of a charmless man, educated the expensive way. He knows his Clara from his Beaujolais. I think he'd like to have been running cray, but then nature didn't make him that way. He went na 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 na. He thinks he's educated as those family shares will protect him, will respect him. He moves in circles of friends who just pretend that they like him. He does the same to them, and when you put it all together, there's the model of a charmless man.
This reminds me of Well-Respected Man About Town by the Kinks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think this song was kind of a poking fun at the people who would tell him he couldn't write lyrics, that all he wrote was like na-nas and la-las and ha-has.
Yeah. This feels like that guitar is like, this feels like the most 90s song so far, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
that,
Yeah.
It's like a Matthew Sweet guitar or something, you know?
Yeah.
He talks at speed, he gets nosebleeds, he doesn't see his days are tumbling down upon him, and yet he tries so hard to please. He's just so keen for you to listen, but no one's listening. And when you put it all together, there's the model of a charmless man. He thinks he's educated as those family shares will protect him, that you'll respect him, and yet he tries so hard to please. He's just so keen for you to listen, but no one's listening. And when you put it all together, there's the model of a charmless man.
They had a few ladies do some backing vocals on the album as well.
Okay. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah?
They really wear their influences on their sleeves,
Yeah,
I'd say.
I think they do.
It's like there's so many like little moments where like that's just a straight out of a Beatles song. That's straight out of a Kinks song. It's like I like it. They should be unashamed of that, you know?
Oh, 1,000%. And the cool thing about it is, like, throughout Damon Albarn's entire catalog, like, you can just see that he likes a wide variety of music.
Yeah.
And all of the guys do, you know? I have several Graham Coxon solo albums, and I can't really get through them because they're just, like, boring as hell to me. But, like, and it's nothing like this. It's, like, not him being interesting on the guitar at all, but that's not what he wants to do with some of his solo stuff. It's, like, all slow songs, and it's weird. And then he has an album that he released 2 years ago with this other lady where they just kind of made, like, weird little pop, like, electronic dance songs, and it's terrible. It's terrible. But, like, who cares, man? You know, just make cool music. And when we listen to the Gorillaz, you're gonna be like, oh my, this is the same guy who did this, or maybe you'll be like, oh, it's so obvious that this is the guy that wrote Blur. You know, like, it's really interesting. But of course, they and he himself changed a lot from now to when the Gorillaz released their self-titled album. So, see, to me, that song is the guitars are goofy. The bass is like hauling ass the entire time. I mean, it just the bass is much more prominent and upfront in this one, and it's a little less low. But like in pop music nowadays, there is no bass. We've talked about this so much before. The low frequency is just low root tones. But like this is a dude just smashing his bass, and it just feels so natural, but it's not overly heavy ever. And the way Damon sings that, jumping to that high note, he thinks he's educated as.
Yeah, that's fun.
No one will protect him. You know, like he moves in circles circles of grace. Like, it's so cool, and it sounds like he's mocking, and then they do that na 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 na. Like, and they really got a lot of crap because when they released Modern Life is Rubbish, their big song on that album, the chorus, which plays like it's a 5-minute song. There's like they had to cut it down and make an edited for radio version. There's like a 5-minute version of a song where for like 3 minutes solid they go na 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 na, and it's like that the whole time. And so people, probably rightly so, were like, this dude just writes la-las and na-nas and stuff. And so I think this song was like a direct result of that. You know, he's going na-na-na. But then if you listen to the words again, he's talking about sitting down, and he just talked to this guy who's the most charmless dude in the world, who was educated, and he thinks he's great, and he has no idea the world's tumbling down around him, and like, and he just thinks he's so great, and he has all these rich people, but he's totally unhappy all the time. It's the same thing we were talking about with Country House. Yeah. You know, it's the same kind of thing. And I really like that. I think it's a really neat concept to kind of have go throughout this.
We found a band that Patrick can get behind the lyrics of all the songs.
Honestly, like, it's because I've heard it so much.
Yeah.
Like, I do really like the lyrics. Damon Albarn is one of my musical idols always, and he has released some of the worst music I've ever heard too. So it's not like I like everything he's ever done. Yeah. But I really respect him as a musician so much, and his ability to, and his willingness to allow other people to work on his stuff, like especially with Gorillaz. I mean, the whole point is collaboration with that. And when I see the documentaries and stuff about him for all that, like, it was really hard for him at first to do that, and now it's second nature, and like learning about other cultures. And she travels around the world and finds these remote villages and invites like dudes who play panpipes to play on his songs and stuff. Like, he's so cultured, which is a weird thing to say, but like, he is. And like, he just seems like a genuine cool dude, and like really passionate about stuff. And like, and then the other guys in Blur are all just like these great musicians that are just backing his vision up like really well. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really, really dig that. Okay, now we're on to track 5, Fade Away.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
They stumbled into their lives. In a vague way became man and wife. One got the other, they deserve one another.
Whoa, that's nuts.
Yeah.
They settled in a
The bass.
That's crazy bass.
with people from the same background.
And the guitar.
Yeah.
It's crazy if you listen to the musicianship of this.
He's in, she's
Dangerously close to ska here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess kind of. A little reggae-ish too.
Yeah.
It sounds so good too, the quality of it. That guitar, it's weird.
This is
Meow, meow, meow.
noticed the invisible lines. She worried about her behind. Their birth had been the death of them. It didn't really bother them. Now when she's in, he's
This song is so much about the instruments being not at all about the vocals.
That's all right.
It's so interesting.
Yeah. I know that's what I'm
Dick
saying.
Dale there.
It's like, what the heck?
This is the goofy stuff that I like from them.
Yeah. A lot of instrumental stuff here, you know?
Yeah.
Now, as we've said before, when a song's telling you it's going to fade out, can you count it as a fade out? And the answer to that is yes, you can. So imagine a second line here. I don't want to get up and get my chalk, and I thought I might have had it over here somewhere on the thing, and maybe it is, but you know, I can't.
You know what? Just add it digitally.
No, that's too much work.
Okay.
Even for a joke, that's too much work. Okay, so how did you feel about that one? You said you liked the instrumentation because it was goofy?
Yeah. The vocals just kind of kept it going, I guess, but I was so, like, enamored by every instrument that would come in and do something crazy. When that, like... yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, the guitars are just, like... I would say probably the first few years that I enjoyed Blur, I just listened to them like surface level. And then I started listening to them more and more. And then I probably took a couple years off of them, you know, just because that's how stuff works. So I listened to stuff in waves.
Yeah.
But I remember when I came back around to listening to all their albums again, and I'm like, what is the guitar doing? And I like went through and listened to their entire discography, just like paying attention to just the guitar. And I was like, Graham Coxon's one of my favorite guitarists because like... It takes courage to play the wackiest stuff imaginable in songs. It's crazy to me. Like, I don't know. Do you get what I mean when I say that? Like, it just...
Yeah.
This...
Like, even just making pop music is like, you're not going to get the respect for the musicianship that you deserve.
No, I definitely don't think they do. And that's what I was saying. I don't think they've gotten the respect that they... But they're a huge band. So, I mean, they, you know...
Yeah, I guess they can't complain. They were successful, but
yeah, for sure.
Still, like they should have been big in America. Like they should have been even bigger.
I think so. Okay, now we're ready for. Are you ready for one that I think you're going to like a lot?
Okay, sure.
This is. You may think it's Top Man, but it also might be TOPMAN. Are you ready for track 6?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. I'm so excited for you to hear this one.
There is a Devo song that has that exact, like, oh.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. Can't think of what it's called, but...
Be careful when you're out. We're having freaky weather. There's a lot of it about. On the terraces it's swinging. He's a monkey on the roof. You've seen him on the telly. So let me introduce. It's naughty by nature. Doubles and chaser.
Like some good whistling.
Yeah. The guitar.
In a crowd, it's hard to spot him. But
What is he doing on the guitar? It's like he's having a stroke while he's playing.
He's riding through the desert on a camel light and on a magic carpet.
And all of a sudden now there's a snake charmer in there.
Yeah.
Open sesame.
I don't know. What is this song about?
A guy that was being crazy on the rooftops at one point. I don't know.
That voice going "oh" is like still there, but it's so it's
low.
almost like you forget about it.
Yep. It's getting pretty chaotic.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I thought you would really get into that one.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of similar to Tracy Jack's Tracy,
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
is T-O-P-M-A-N. He's naughty by nature.
Yeah, I like that. I like the whistling the whole time and the oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. Like, who puts these things together? And the fact that they did and it works so well is just...
Mm-hmm.
And that was another acoustic guitar based song then.
Yeah.
That Damon could just play the whole time, basically the same thing over and over and over the whole time. But still really interesting and not too many parts to that. You know, there really wasn't a bridge.
Right.
Just kind of repeating the same thing, and then that T-O-P-M-A-N part towards the end, which
Yeah.
Blur on like I think every album has a song where they like spell a word out.
Oh, really?
Which
Okay.
wait till we get to BLRUEMI on 13 because like BLUREMI, yeah. That's a great one. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the little desert interlude too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So do you still enjoy Country House the most?
Yeah, I've been taking notes here. I'd say Country House, then T-O-P-M-A-N, and then Charmless.
Charmless
I think.
Man, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, now we're up to a really interesting song. This is their biggest song from this album, I believe.
Okay.
And it's the music video for this is a spoof on Clockwork Orange.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's really neat. It's like space. So it's kind of like other Stanley Kubrick movies as well, like 2001: Space Odyssey, and Kubrick Clockwork Orange.
Shining?
So I don't know if they do any Shining. It's not horror really, but it's just it's contrasting what you're going to hear. It's a juxtaposing thing. All right, so this is the Universal in 3, 2, 1. I really like this one too.
It's pretty. Oh, this is very pleasant.
It is, yeah.
This is the next century where the universal's free. the future's been sold. Every night we're gone. And to karaoke songs. How we like to sing along. Though the words are wrong, it really, really, really could happen. Yes, it really, really, really could happen. When the days they seem to fall through you, well, just let them go.
Yeah, this is more of a ballad that I like from them.
Okay.
I just love that string.
Very theatrical. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's
No one here is alone.
Very tasty trumpet.
yeah.
Satellites in every.
I think this is one of Damon's best performances recorded.
Yes, the universe here.
But you also haven't heard their song Tender, which is an 8-minute long epic song. That's
I am surprised that this would have been a single off of here.
yeah, it's very different, but it's just a
Yeah.
great song, you know.
Says tomorrow's your lucky day. Well, here's your lucky day. It really, really, really could happen. Yes, it really, really, really could happen. If the days they seem to fall through you, well, just let them go. Well, it really, really, really
Like it doesn't, aside from some of the vocals, like he sounds like himself at some part of that when he gets high, but like it doesn't really sound like a Blur song to me,
Yeah.
aside from that part.
Is there Beatles in this at all, or?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
I don't think so.
See, if I could wish the Beatles would do anything, it would be stuff like this.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, everybody watching, if you haven't seen, we've got 2 Beatles videos out right now, and we're working on scheduling the White Album, the big one.
It's going to be an epic.
Yeah, very excited for it.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
This is probably I'd probably put it behind Country House number 2 on the list. Maybe number 1. It's very nice.
See, and it's kind of reminiscent of. I wish I had my other Blur. I was looking it up to make sure because I wanted to make sure they have several that are like big ballad songs like that with strings and stuff that have been big for them. And on their previous album, they had
Parklife?
yeah, on Park Life they had one, and it was I believe it's the one that has the like chiffon, le fond, like it has like French words in between it.
Yeah.
Let me look what the names of the song are when I see it all. Track listing, right there. To the End. It's To the End. So, and that's the one that was kind of like supposed to be like a James Bond theme song.
Okay.
And it's I guess we made it to. I can't think of the words right now because I've got that song stuck in my head. But it was similar to this.
Okay.
And I think the popularity of that song probably led to being one of the reasons why the Universal was a bigger one for him. Because it's kind of a little bit along the same vein. I don't know.
I'll have to go watch that video sometime. It sounds cool.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that it. I'm totally making this up right now, but I think that song was inspired by the movie Angels in the Outfield, which I believe came out a couple of years before this, where they were saying, "Hey, it could happen." You know, that's the tagline of that movie. Hey, it could happen. And he's going, it really, really, really could happen.
Could happen.
But I don't know. I just like it's a little bit more of a positive song, I feel. You know, it's like, hey, it could happen. You know, now maybe it's probably supposed to be totally sarcastic, but I don't know. Released at the height of Britpop and the band's popularity in the UK, the album was a major commercial success in the UK and Europe, becoming the band's second consecutive album to debut at number 1 on the UK album charts, and being certified triple platinum in the UK in less than a year. The album received widespread critical acclaim upon its initial release, with praise for its songwriting and eclectic themes, though some retrospective reviews have been more negative, viewing it as a less cohesive and uninspired. And then I was reading about it, and it says, support from the music press soon tapered off, however, and The Great Escape gained many detractors. The greater commercial success of rival band Oasis is seen to have played a role in this re-evaluation. BBC music writer James McMahon recalled how the critical euphoria surrounding the album lasted about as long as it took publishers to realize Oasis would probably shift more magazines for them. Q would issue an apology for its 5-star review of the record, which is crazy. I mean, that's crazy. And then it just basically talks about that people thought that they were writing then after the fact that it was overhyped, but at the same time somewhat underhyped as well, or underrated. Overhyped, but still somehow underrated, which is kind of interesting.
God,
it says
this is so much more enjoyable to listen than this Oasis album, because I listened to this a few times recently too, and I was like, it's good, but
I think it's partly the changing times.
I just don't see how you can see this come out and be like, oh, what were we thinking with that Blur album?
I know.
Like, that's crazy.
It says Damon Albarn has expressed distaste for the album in later interviews, describing it as messy and one of the 2 bad records he has made in his career, the other being Blur's debut album, Leisure.
Huh. That's so weird.
Yep.
I mean, I've only heard half of it, but like, it's always fascinates me when it's so common to see retrospective reviews think this is the greatest thing ever, and reviews at the time panned it. But like, to see the opposite of that is so weird.
Yeah.
Because like, who bothers? Like, what kind of albums?
Why would you go back and say, "Oh, this actually sucks," and we were wrong? Because all you're doing is saying that you were caught up in the hype in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it makes the people who initially liked it seem like they were wrong. If that's what you're saying, like, we have to issue an apology. It only deserve 4, not 5-star. But I did want to say this is an interesting stat. It says The Great Escape. It says the official charts company revealed that The Great Escape was the 21st most streamed album from the 1990s in the UK as of 2023.
Oh, okay.
Which is a crazy stat.
And it would have to be behind Parklife, right?
I think so. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah. But still, top 25, the 21st most streamed album from the 90s in the UK.
Well, you have to figure a lot of people that are listening to stuff from the 90s are not listening to full albums.
Right, for sure. But I could see this as being an album that people look very fondly back at. They try to remember the fun times of the 90s, not...
Well, you would think, but
You're my Wonderwall.
But from what you're saying, it sounds like it's still considered like a flop.
No, that was... Yeah, I think partly, but I think when they say retrospectively, they mean like a year later. Not recently. I don't think.
Interesting.
I think more recently people are like, oh yeah, this is, great.
Except for Damon Albarn.
Right, and but they do play some songs from it, but I think they probably are forced to. So now you get to meet Mr. Robinson's Quango. So this is from here on out, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Side 2 here.
Yeah, yes, exactly. All right, so this is Mr. Robinson's Quango in 3, 2, 1. And I'm not saying the songs are bad by any means.
No, I'm excited.
Funky.
Oh, Mr. Robinson and his Quango, dirty dealer, expensive car, runs the buses in the evening star. We got a herpes, we got herpes.
What is a Quango?
No idea. Never looked it up.
A nicer man, no, you're never gonna meet. He's a self-professed savior of the dim right ring. He got respiratory problems and a mason tree.
That guitar on the left.
Yeah.
Down, 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 down. What a weird thing.
And he's Quango. Drinks with generals and county-wise. A family business is doing alright. We're doing tangos
okay, it's a business that has, it's derogatory. It's a business that like the government has its fingers in.
Okay, interesting.
So very much in the theme of the album.
He pinches his secretary's bum. If you missed that there. Still got a lot of brass in the songs.
Yeah.
I just love the guitar here. Bow, now, now.
Savior of the dim right ringing on this, the terror problems in a mason's string.
It's the coolest guitar part ever.
Who's singing? Mr. Robinson?
This is Damon. Oh.
No, but like...
Oh, right. It's first perspective.
Is this a first-person
First person, yeah. Nothing. He can sing so high. Like, his register is so high.
They like their little circus noises.
They do.
They?
Yeah.
I do too.
And the fun thing about that is the few times we've heard Damon play that kind of weird piano part throughout the album, the diddle 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 type thing.
Yeah.
On their album Modern Life is Rubbish, the final track of the album is called Intermission. I think it's the final track. You would think it would be an intermission. Maybe it is, but I think if I'm thinking correctly. And the song is an instrumental song that they wrote, and it's da 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 da, and they start going slow, and they literally go to the point where they're playing as fast as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Like, it's a crazy instrumental song. It's really cool. And so they're kind of referencing that throughout this album with the piano, at least a few times, like being kind of crazy like that. So that song, I don't know. How do you feel about that one?
It was, yeah, I don't know. Maybe fitting most in the theme of the album of all of them, lyrically.
Yep. It definitely, like, from the perspective kind of the person, but also not entirely. But
yeah. But knowing what a Quango is now.
Yeah. Another example of a person who just, you know, at the time would have been considered like a posh person, you know. But, But then they're hiding their
skeletons.
Well, yes, and then their depression and their anxiety and stuff, and so it's really
it was fun. I don't know. I put it in the middle of my list, right below Charmless.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so now I have a question for you.
Okay,
have you thought of Cars? Because he thought of Cars.
He did, huh?
He did, and I'm curious to see if you thought of Cars.
You know, I have at points.
Right, when they weren't working correctly for you, probably.
No, not going into this video, I did not think of Cars.
No. Well, now you're thinking of Cars, so there you go.
Yes.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Oh. Fade between there. Is that a cat?
Who knows what it is? No, I don't think so, but...
Moscow still gone to heaven instead. The evening news says he was confused. The motorways will all merge soon. Lottery winner buys the moon. They've come to save us, the space invaders. He thought of cars and where to drive them, who to drive them.
Okay, I gotta look up the lyrics.
Okay. I really like this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's panic at London Heathrow. Everybody wants to go up into the blue, but there's a 10-year queue. Columbia is in top gear. It shouldn't snow this time of year. America's sure she's gone and done the lot. He bought a plane. Where to fly
This is a really trippy song.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more like what they were trying to do later on,
Okay.
kind of. It's a cool electric guitar sound on the left,
Yeah.
like there always is on the left. It's kind of almost like a little old westerny vibe to it, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds like a. It sounds like Wicked Game at times.
Wicked Game?
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh.
That sounds familiar to me. I think I know what it is.
Chris Isaac song from the 90s.
Okay, I think I know.
wicked game to play.
Yeah. I mean, there's tremolo on the guitars, which is a westerny thing, and
Yeah.
and then a strummed acoustic guitar in the middle.
This one faded in too.
Oh. A fade in's not as bad as a fade out, but
No.
okay. So what's your thought on that one?
I don't know. That one's hard to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
I like the trippiness of it.
Yeah, I'll just every now and then I'll be walking around and I'll just think to myself, he thought of cars and where to drive them. Like I'll just randomly, like I'm not even like thinking about Blur or anything. So that is one of their like lyrics that sticks with me the most.
Interesting.
Because you can also apply it to any other, like he thought of trains, he thought of lava
Sure.
lamps. He thought of posters, which, by the way, I have to say to everyone watching, because I have a wide-angle camera lens,
It looks like a square poster.
it looks like a square poster. But, just in the same way that if I move my arms closer, they get, like, outrageous. Like, this is a regular-sized poster up and down. It just looks square here. So I
Yeah.
assure you I don't have some crazy, amazing, like...
Yeah.
It's-
And Patrick is also much thinner in real life than he looks on camera.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Trust me.
Yeah. Especially now after all the cancer stuff. That's definitely true. Also, this is a wig. Just
What?
there might be people who don't know. Cody, when we did the Black Sabbath video, we've gotten 4 comments that say, holy crap, it was a wig. Because at the end of the video after you left, Chris and I were just sitting talking, and I took the wig off, and it like freaked out some people. They thought it was my real hair, which I love. I love that. I love that.
That's funny.
So yeah, absolutely. It makes my day,
Just wait till I take mine off. Not this video, though.
Yeah, not this one. We'll wait till a special day to unveil that.
Oh, man.
Okay, so, all right, it could be you. Track 10 in 3, 2, 1.
Churchill got his lucky number. Tomorrow there's another. Could be me, could be you. No silver spoon, sticky teeth they rot too soon. You've got to have the best choice. Oh, that's it. You've blown it. All we want is to be happy in our homes, like happy families. Be the man on the beach with the world at his feet. Yes, it could be you.
I like these vocals.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
The lightning lads, a peck of
Lights.
yesterday they were just puppies. Fearless slurs, no life's a blur. Telly as
Is
a
that the name of the band?
Yeah, my life's a blur.
Whoa. Oh, that's a cool sound effect.
Getting in a panic. Well, we be there, Trafalgar Square. All we want is to be happy in our homes, like happy families. Be the man on the beach with the world at his feet. Yes, it could be you.
I love that you never know what they're going to do. I've said that for
Yeah.
years. It could burst into a metal song all of a sudden. And it really could,
Yeah, yeah.
Could be you. 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 Could be you.
Should be you. Should be me.
Well, don't worry. It's not your lucky number. 'Cause tomorrow
This song's literally about winning the lottery, which is great.
Yeah, I pulled it. I have the lyrics on Rap Genius. And,
Okay.
It's topical because the UK's lottery started in '94.
Okay,
So
interesting.
it was probably like, there was probably a lot of debate at the time around it.
Okay, sure.
This is just a happy song.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, I get that it's biting satire, but I'm enjoying it. Maybe it could be me.
I wish it would be me. I wish it would be me. I'd love to win the lottery, but I've never bought a lottery ticket, so it'd be pretty hard for me to win.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that was a one you liked more, I think, a
That was
little bit.
fun. Yeah. I'd put that number 4, maybe.
See, I'm really starting to think that, like me, if we have to listen to their next album at least.
Okay.
And I just don't know if you're gonna like any of it. Like me, I'm just like, man, all the fun's gone. The fun
Yeah.
is gone, and they're trying to be serious. And it's like, I was reading on Wikipedia, it says this is their last album that's considered Britpop. After this, they moved on to more experimental alt rock.
Lame.
I know. Yeah, I think so too. But there are still some good songs that they have after this,
Okay.
and I think their album that they released after the Blur is one of the bands that I want to do discography, like deep dives and ranking of discographies on the channel. That's one of the things I really want to do. And
Okay.
Blur is one of the bands that I would do that with because I'm familiar with their whole discography and can talk about it. But their album Think Tank, which is the one that came out in 2003 after the Blur album, after the Gorillaz album, that one is really good. I love the sound of it. It sounds totally different than this, and it sounds totally different than their next two albums. But it's just, I don't know. It's just so different. So, but we've got to listen to. I'm just starting to worry that you would feel the same way I do, and just really not like much of their next two albums.
Well, and it makes me kind of. I don't remember a single song from their new album that we listened to a couple years ago, but like I remember not feeling this way about it.
Right, and it. That was very different too, though. So
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was different, you know.
And I don't expect them to get back to the '90s Britpop. But
no, that would be very strange.
I don't know. This is much more fun. I think I would probably like those three albums.
But I also think that you can kind of tell that this is coming from like young dudes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it'd be weird for 40/50-year-old men, 40/50-year-old men to make an album like this. Like it'd be weird. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Especially with everything going on in the world too.
Well, especially making fun of rich people when they're the rich people, rich guys now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Ernold Same. This is the one you were talking about potentially being
Arnold Lane.
Like a Pink Floyd song?
Pink Floyd song, yeah.
Okay, you got the lyrics pulled up?
Yep.
Okay. All right, this is Ernold Same in 3, 2, 1. Also the shortest song on the album.
Can't have any pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Ernold Same awoke from the same dream, in the same bed at the same time. Looked in the same mirror, made the same frown.
Hey, this is like
Felt the
Beatles.
same way as he did every day. And Ernold Same, the same train, the same station, sat in the same seat, with the same nasty stain, next to same old what's his name. On his way to the same place, with the same name, to do the same thing again and again and again. Poor old Ernold Same.
Poor old Ernold Same.
A little bit of early Pink Floyd in this, honestly.
Really? Do you think so, really?
It might be an intentional reference.
It could be, for sure.
That narration was some, like, British politician.
Mm-hmm. Ernold Same gets up at the same day, or at the same time on the same day.
It's cool. They had narration in Park Life, didn't they?
Yes. What's
I
that got,
remember that.
Lord Marching, mate? You know, I sometimes feed the pigeons. It gives me a sense of enormous well-being. You know, so, and you probably forgot, but I told you then that every Damon Albarn record has a spoken word track somewhere. Yeah. Everyone, including the Gorillaz albums too. And some of them are fantastic, and other ones I'm just like, please stop this and sing. You know, but you know, for sure, it's just a thing that he likes to do. It's a way to tell a story, which is fun. So yeah, I don't know. That wasn't really a song to me. I mean,
that part where he started kind of yelling the lyrics, I was getting some Pink Floyd vibes.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
There's, God, I can't remember. There's some later songs that sound like that, and some earlier songs that sound kind of like that instrumentation too. So
answer me this, because I do want. I the other day I was looking something about the Pink Floyd's The Wall. I forget what it was exactly. I've got that 8-track tape, Pink Floyd The Wall on 8-track.
Yeah.
But Later on, did Pink Floyd start adding more like instrumentation to their songs, or do they pretty much stick with like bass guitar, piano, with stuff the guys in the band could play?
I always think of more traditional instruments, I guess.
Okay. I just was curious about that.
Yeah, they definitely
like they never did a live performance with an orchestra or anything like that.
Oh gosh.
Not that you
I don't want
to
say
know that, but like okay. It's not something you obviously remember or anything though.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Pink Floyd, it's so interesting. Like I want to listen to more, but I also don't.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Led Zeppelin, because it's like we have to do more Led Zeppelin now. But honestly, like how mean everybody is, it's like, fine, screw you guys. We won't do Led Zeppelin anymore.
I know.
You know, but it's funny. So it's like,
yeah, it is, and it gets hits. Too.
Yeah, you know, and it's like,
and maybe if we did like the '94 Pink Floyd album, which some people were recommending that, and I haven't even listened to that.
Okay,
that might be fun.
Yeah,
and that because I know it supposedly sounds like their production is kind of really good on it. So
well, and I remember, I think I told you, because I was keeping it as a secret for a long time in all of our videos, that after we did Dark Side of the Moon, I sat down one day and I listened to like the first half of their very first album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is really cool. But it was just like normal songs. So I don't. And then I've already chewed you and Chris. Psychedelic. I've already chewed you and Chris out about not knowing what I mean by normal song, because yes, you do know what I mean by normal song, and so like, but I really do want to hear The Wall. I think that one has more of a specific concept around it, right?
So it does. Yeah.
So we can follow it.
They
like
made a movie about it. So.
Right. So I do want to do that, but even though now that I know it's a double album, like a true one, it's hard to do double albums.
I know.
We can do
that one also does have. I think it has a lot of songs that run into each other, so you could do like a couple songs at a time.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and we can also do as well like. It's kind of a bummer, and maybe we just make sense to split it into two videos, like we did with some of the Metallica stuff. But like I've done videos in the past where I record myself listening to disc 1, and then I stop recording, and then the next day I come and listen to disc 2, and it's all one big video, but we just recorded it on 2 separate days.
And sometimes you can think of extra things to talk about between the days and stuff like that.
Exactly, 1000%.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, which should we do Division Bell, or should we do? I was thinking The Wall at the time after we did Dark Side of the Moon, but a lot of people suggested Division Bell, and it's like as something that you specifically would like more.
Right. And maybe we should. Yeah.
And I'm curious because I haven't heard that either, and I don't know. I think.
I feel like just for like understanding music history's sake, a person should listen to The Wall for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a famous classic album.
Yeah.
And their album Animals, is that what it's called?
Animals is a good one.
I think that one recommended, I think, too.
There's like 4 albums that they did in a row with Wish You Were Here was in there too.
Oh, Animals, yeah, Wish You Were Here. Yeah, where the guy on fire. Yeah.
Yes. And Animals was probably the least commercially successful of those, but I think it's like the hip one to like the most.
Okay.
So
we'll see. While we're talking about prog music, I think, yes, Cody, let's just listen to 9010227 whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm good with yes.
Okay. I heard on the radio today, was it Big Audio or whatever, like one of their later albums.
That's the one you have, the vinyl of.
I have it on cassette.
Oh, no, you have the vinyl of it. With the naked man on the front?
No,
it's the one after.
Big Generator.
It's the one after 90127.
87. And I heard that song, and I'm like, oh, this must be that song, because it sounded very much like Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Okay.
That kind of era.
See, and I heard Owner of a Lonely Heart on the radio today. So we're yes all over the place.
Yes on the mind.
The people are not necessarily mean in that too, and they're all just like, stop. Yes isn't for you. And I'm like, okay, fine. There's a lot of other bands I'd like to. And people, to their credit.
We said we liked it.
I know, Cody. I know.
If you don't think everything is the best, because all these people come in, they're Yes fans that think it's the best thing ever created.
I know.
It's like we listen to a lot of stuff, and what are we going to say? This is the best thing, and this is the best thing. And
no,
Patrick already does that with everything that he likes.
I know. And the amount of comments we've gotten, when we do our next Led Zeppelin video, I'm gonna make a like a compilation of Axl Rose singing and then Robert Plant singing, because I don't think you'll be able to tell a difference. And all these people are climbing up their own ass quite a lot to say only a moron could think that Guns N' Roses sound like that. Robert Plant sounds like Axl Rose. Like, no, dude, it's the same freaking thing. It's identical. It's the same person. And so it's just like, I don't know. And especially right now, Robert Plant's in a lot of hot water because he made a bunch of very nasty comments about Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, people are really bagging on him right now. But they're really defending him in our videos, though.
Yeah.
Axl Rose, nothing compared. And we got another comment where people are like, you idiot. Guns N' Roses came out in the 80s. Led Zeppelin is from the 60s. How could you compare those things?
We should have looked it up beforehand.
Who'd have thought? It's oh my gosh.
You mean Welcome to the Jungle wasn't before Stairway to Heaven?
Exactly. Sweet Child of Mine was the inspiration for Stairway to Heaven. Clearly, that's how that works.
I mean, you were pretty harsh on Led Zeppelin.
I was.
Video.
And it's funny, too, because listening back when I was editing the video, I was like, this is not as bad as I was saying. But I didn't listen to the whole thing. And remember, we were talking about the bad distortion on it?
Yeah.
And how we listened to the vinyl, we listened to the CD, the different things.
It was everywhere,
there. So that's what I think is the most egregious thing. Like, it's objectively just like
I agree. And I can't unhear that now in Stairway to Heaven.
I know. Sorry.
So thanks.
But I do want to hear another one of their albums. I mean, they're definitely a band that's so important. We need to check them out. Like, they deserve us looking.
Oh, we can make
them.
we can make a big deal out of that video.
Yeah. So
back due to popular demand.
Yes. Yep. And we can definitely do a premiere for that one. Okay. All right. Sorry. Now we're on to Globe Alone.
Okay.
Let's just get into it in 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
you're gonna like this one.
It's fuzzy. Now this is the most gimmicky thing I've heard so far. You got some Sex Pistols vocals going on here.
Yeah.
I like some good early British punk.
Yeah.
And this is
right that.
That's cool.
It's like they don't even try to play in the same key sometimes. It's like the most dissonant things in the world.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. I like it. It's cool. I'm over here reading the lyrics, and it's more of the same, making fun of businessmen.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Like, to me, and I've said this always. I've said this in our other Blur videos. To me, one of the special things about them, and a lot of bands that I really truly do like, is that you don't know what to expect from moment to moment, from song to song. Like you literally have, and a lot of bands are kind of like that, but also not. not to the extent
Yeah.
that I feel like these guys are,
Yeah, I mean it's not so different. Like I could hear these and I can be like, that's a Blur song.
Right.
But it is so wildly different from song to song. It's like you could imagine a whole album with that sounds like that,
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it's
So if you're saying, do you think later on their albums they got a little more
no.
samey?
Nope.
You think they still maintain
They
that?
still
that?
maintained
Okay.
it. It's just that they were trying. It's so hard for me to explain. I'm very excited for you to hear it eventually, so that we can talk about like what it is,
Yeah,
like
sure.
what's missing or what are they trying to do that's different. And to me, the easiest way to explain it is they're just trying to draw things out more.
Okay.
Like they have experimental stuff. Like they have a song later on that's like that. They're the only song in their whole catalog sung by their drummer. He wrote a song and sings it, and it's cool, but it's not a normal
Ringo.
song. It's not a real song. So it's like,
Yeah.
and so they do stuff like that, and then but also like I don't want to just say that there's bad stuff on their next two albums. Like I think Tender, which is one of their biggest songs, that is literally one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. Like it's phenomenal. And one of the most famous performances of that song specifically, when they got back together to do the Japanese record, they went on to Jimmy Fallon live. And you know how Jimmy Fallon is a musician as well.
Yeah.
They have this whole performance of the entire song with Jimmy playing guitar, with Damon and Graham all playing acoustic guitars, and it's just them with acoustic guitars going through the entire song, and then they have like a little gospel choir behind the couch that they're sitting on, and like it's like a magical performance. It's so cool, and people kind of walk through in the background as it's really neat. But that song is like I mentioned it earlier. It's like an 8-minute long song. But then they also have like a cool Halloween song called "Death of a Party," and they have like a rap song, that clearly was the inspiration for the Gorillaz originally. And they have like it's still incredibly varied. It's just, in my opinion, not as enjoyable. Like the fun aspect is kind of gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know. I love albums that have like a theme, and this one does.
Yeah.
Like a lyrical theme. And I like a concept album, but I can't stand an album that just they all kind of sound the same.
Right.
Which kind of contradicts that a little bit, but it doesn't. You can have a cohesive album and just have wild swings from song to song too.
Yeah, for sure. And this proves it, because it is like the song we just heard, like you said, we could have a whole album of just that, like a band that just did that. But to me, the fact that
there were plenty of bands like that in the late 70s and early 80s.
But to me, the idea that song exists on this album makes that song more special,
Yeah.
It's so different from some of this other stuff we've heard. It makes it more extremely what it is, because it's the only thing really like that,
It's because I've listened to the Sex Pistols, the Nevermind the Bollocks, their album.
Yeah.
I had that on CD at a time when I didn't have many CDs, and so I listened to a lot, and all those songs sound exactly the same.
Right. Yep. 1000%.
And it gets so like it just wears on you, and they all blend together, and I can't pick out a single one to you except for maybe God Save the Queen.
Right.
But like, when you have one song like that, it's refreshing.
Yeah, I agree, 1000%, and it makes it more special. That's what I always talk about with metal albums. If you have a band that only occasionally gets really heavy, it makes that mean so much more.
Yeah.
And when we get back into doing our What Is Metal videos, and we talk about some of the modern metal that mixes like modern pop with metal, there's a couple bands that Chris Parker and I really like a lot. And you heard Sleep Token.
Yeah.
There are a few moments where Sleep Token just like is the heaviest thing I've ever heard, and it's so rare because for 80% of the rest of the song, he's going, "I'm running for something, mama. I did a machine in my bunny, mama. I can in my man in my bunny, mama." like, and over a
Yeah.
So it's like it makes it more extreme because it is extreme compared to what comes before and what comes after it. So
Well, and one thing I've never mentioned when it comes to metal is you, as someone that likes that genre, you can hear two metal songs on the same album and be like, those are wildly different. And to me, not knowing all these different variations and stuff, it sounds a little samey, and that's one of the problems I have with that. But I don't want to like say that because I know that's just my like lack of knowledge, because I haven't heard enough to be like, oh, that sounds. It's like how people people will think that people of another race all look the same, but when you're in that and you're immersed in that, you can see all the little differences.
Right.
In
Right.
That.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's funny. Like
I
that.
feel the same way when I try to listen to hip hop albums, and it's just one rapper.
Yeah.
You know, like I was really excited to listen to Tribe Called Quest because I thought that they had like 3 or 4 rappers in the group, but it's just one
Tribe.
guy. Yeah, but it's not though. It's one dude. And so some of the songs, a man called Quest. Some of the songs feature additional people, but for the most part, with the album I heard, it was just one guy, and it's like. That's why I like Jurassic 5 so much. Like Jurassic 5 is one of my top artists of all time, any genre. Yeah. And I've looked and looked and looked for other rap groups that sound like that, and there just aren't any. And I think possibly Wu-Tang Clan could scratch that itch for me, but I'm afraid to ever do stuff that has lots of swear words in it because it's hard to find clean versions of stuff anymore. But I would love to do a Wu-Tang Clan reaction. So if anybody watching this loves Blur and Wu-Tang, let me know. Hey,
Wu-Tang is for the children, man.
Wu-Tang is what I love. RZA and all of his martial arts movies, and the fact that it's all martial arts themed. You know, they're
a fun band.
I think I would like it a lot, actually. Yeah. And I know a lot of the people that were in it later on went like Method Man and Redman and stuff. I think, and RZA and all that stuff.
The RZA.
I like all those dudes, so it's like. Put them all together and have them do different verses with the chorus somehow thing. Like, that sounds great to me. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. All right, so now we're on to Dan Abnormal.
Okay.
Let's just do it. In 3, 2, 1.
Those classic Blur la la la's.
La 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 la. Yep.
A lot of spaceship noises in this album.
Yes. Oh, just wait. You haven't even gotten to the space song yet. But I thought you would specifically like that.
Yeah, I do.
You know? Yeah.
I love sound effects.
You really like individual synth parts that just kind of come out of nowhere and exist in a rock song. That's why Chris and I are kind of excited to attack some full-on electronic music.
Sure.
Like we've been talking about.
Bye.
This song is not mixed as well, I don't think.
Okay.
The video nasties. I love that.
It's my favorite British term.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if you said they spent less time on this song than any other song on the album, I would believe it very easily. Dan Abnormal's May. Sorry, I missed you missed the main line of the song.
Oh.
I was talking over it like a dummy. But I never do that though, so.
Is that the twist? He's
The
Dan
little
Abnormal.
twist. Yeah, Dan Abnormal's May. So I have to say, lyrically, I've always liked that. You know, Dan.
Okay.
It's not his fault we made him this way. He watches TV. I love that. I love it. It's a cool commentary. And then at the end,
there's a lot of TV riffs in this whole album.
Yep. And just pop culture, like people consuming.
Yeah.
You know, and this is all before social media.
Consumerism.
So, but I love the twist at the end there when Dan Abnormal's May. Like, it's cool. I like that kind of stuff. I've talked to Chris forever about how I love song. Like, a good way to get me invested in the lyrics is to throw a twist at the end.
Oh yeah,
You know?
like the Urban Spaceman.
I don't know about that.
I'm the urban space. He's talking about how he's the urban spaceman, and then he's like at the very end, he's like, "Here comes the twist. I don't exist."
Oh, that's awesome! That's so cool.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking one of my few years ago there was a artist I found online called Scott, Skott, and she's kind of like a pop artist from like Norway or something.
Okay.
And she had this really great song, like. The universe collided and came together with this woman, and they made this fantastic song. And the song is about how like she's gonna be a star, and everyone's gonna want to see her. And you go through the whole song and how she's gonna travel from like from New York to Bangkok to this to wherever. And then at the very end of the song, she mentions that they'll pay like a couple dollars to see her in the cage or something like that. Like, and it's like the whole time she was this creature they were looking at, not this superstar
cool.
where she was making it look like. And it's a great song. Like it's called. I can't remember. It's called like "Told You So" or something like that. But it's a great song. Okay. That's probably my least favorite song on the album. I like Dan Abnormal, and my uncle's name is Dan, so sometimes we would be like Dan Abnormal, but no one gets it but me, so it's not funny. But
I didn't realize that. Just reading, the Dan Abnormal is an anagram for Damon Albarn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You had no idea. That's awesome.
Which explains why it's kind of an awkward name. I mean, he's abnormal, but it's just hard to say Dan Abnormal.
I think that's what makes it damn awesome. Like Dan Abnormal, it's awesome. Okay, so oh wow, that's actually really awesome. I'm glad you told me that. That changes no, it's not my least favorite song anymore. Okay, so now we're to enter these last two songs, Cody. I'm really curious to see what you think. I really like them both. They're very different. So, all right, we're on to Entertain Me in 3, 2, 1.
Weird. Mm-hmm. Oh. In the headphones, it feels like it's getting really close to me.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the first Stereotypes.
Bass.
But so is he. Enter the floodlights. See the fraternity. They're waiting. I hear them up in the north. Down in the south. All that is spewing out of his mouth.
You know what? I don't think I like this song as much as I thought I did.
Really?
Yeah.
The bass is like a Yes song.
Yeah. Yeah. Except this guy doesn't want his bass to be the only thing we hear.
It's not the focus.
Yeah. I think the way Graham is getting that guitar sound on the left is I think he's literally just like hitting his guitar and getting feedback.
Interesting. Yeah.
And holding like probably his fingers in a specific place to get
someone is like twisting a knob the entire time, like slowly.
Something.
I mean, what is with the guitar being so far and left on a lot of these songs? Does that annoy you?
Just spread wide.
No.
See, one of the things I like about these headphones is that they're not super wide.
Oh.
And that's what I've always loved about them. When I've tried on other professional headphones before, like I'm like, this is I don't want to listen to music out here. I want it to be here, you know?
Yeah. I could have seen this being a single from the album.
Yeah. It doesn't have like regular normal like verses though or anything. It's like him kind of talking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like lo-fi.
Yeah, you're right.
Certainly not as catchy as the other stuff we've heard on the album.
But it's got a really simple chorus.
Yes. The chorus is really good. And I think when I said I liked the song, all I was thinking of was the chorus.
Yeah.
Which is just repeating entertainment.
And maybe it just sticks in your mind more.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you like it.
No, yeah, it just means it's catchy.
Yeah. Oh, I like this.
Yeah. There you can hear Graham on the right side. His vocals. And that bass, man.
The instrumentation is just a little too abrasive.
Yeah, the guitar on the left is
Compared to the rest
annoying
of it.
after a while. It was cool at first, but
Yeah. It's just a lot of... It's hard to pick out different things.
it is, yeah. But you know, the point of this song is probably supposed to be that it's not entertaining. You know?
Sure, yeah.
It's probably a commentary on, like, a record label or someone being like, write me a single. And they're like, no. So that's our
That's like
fifth
6 or 7
song.
or...
Fifth song.
Oh, that's not bad after
No.
out of 14.
Well, I mean, it is bad, but yeah. Okay, so let's
I don't have a
get
whole
the
lot to
taste
say
out of our
about
mouths with that one.
I think we said everything we need to.
Yeah. So this is I do really like this one, and I said it ends and there's some silence, so we'll just keep it going. Don't fast forward at all or anything. So we'll just keep it going. So this is Yuko and Hiro in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that is some early Devo, hardcore Devo stuff would make sound effects like that.
Interesting.
It wouldn't turn into a really good song, but
Is that right?
they loved to make those noises.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that effect on that vocal,
Yeah.
whatever that is. It's like a little distorted.
It's 2 tracks, and then there's kind of a warble thing going, like a phasing thing.
It's just kind of buzzy. Like,
Yeah. This is the beginnings of Noodle from the Gorillaz. I don't know if you know, but one of the Gorillaz is Japanese.
Ah.
I love that. Will love you for. I'll love you forever. The low forever. Boom, boom, boom. Does it have the lyrics? Are you looking at the lyrics? Does it have the Japanese, I wonder?
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. We work for the company. They always protect us. Together, we work for the future.
Okay. Okay. Here's the end of the album.
Okay. That's a fade out.
6. Okay, so what do you think they're going to do at the end here? How do you think they want to finish it?
Oh, they'll probably just fade back into a little reprise.
Of this song?
Yeah.
Okay, think so?
I don't know.
We're not going to do like a 30-second metal punk thing?
Maybe.
Or go back into like, yes, we're stereotypes.
Oh, yeah. I like a good pipe organ.
Yeah. Every one of their albums has like several songs like this that they always have as like bonus tracks because they just never put them on there. But I think they have a lot of fun doing like little acoustic-y jam things like this.
Yeah.
And they'll just write, like famously, one of their best songs from Modern Life is Rubbish is a song called When the Cows Come Home. And it's kind of like a bluegrassy type thing, kind of about farming. It's really cool. And it's like one of my favorite songs from that album, but it wasn't on the album. It was like a bonus track. So it was really cool because I knew about the song beforehand, but I didn't have it on a CD or anything in physical format until after I got that big box set, the 21 box set. So okay. So now do you want me to ask you the big question first, or do you want to talk about it first? So the big question, you can think about it. The big question is, do you think this album's better than Park Life? I know it's been a while since you heard Park Life.
I know.
But I would, and you don't have to even answer now. You can wait till we do the next Blur video and you can listen to both of them a couple times, you know?
Might need to.
And then, because I'm really curious, because when we listened to Park Life, I thought it was way better than I remember it being.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I might actually, because I think the highs on that album, like the best songs, are better than the best songs on this album. Yeah. But I think this album is consistently entertaining throughout the entire thing.
Okay.
And so I think that it's more consistent than Park Life. But I don't know if that still, like, I don't think there's anything bad on Park Life. But I think that there's just more consistency here. And I do really like several of the songs. Charmless Man, Country House are like two of my favorite songs, and then the Universal. But then there's the goofy ones. You know, I really like Globe Alone, which is the punky one. Yep. And I really like Stereotypes is good too. Yes, the Stereotypes. And Top Man is great. They have a song later on in their career called Badman, Bad Man, I think. Or, you know, didn't they do Postman on the last one? On Park Life, they have a song called Postman, I think. Yeah,
they like to talk about different kinds of men.
Yeah, just the different types of men out in the world.
The lyrics on this one, I would say, okay, they're like, I got the message. They don't like
Right.
these stuffy businessmen
Right.
that just, they don't like consumerism, the stuffy businessmen that are rich, that have cell phones, and that are, the yuppies, which maybe they didn't use that term in England, but, and so I guess that theme maybe it's because that's like the stereotypical, like, punk band message, or, and even like Devo is that way, is completely like, you guys are all a bunch of drones,
Right.
and so
So you like it more because of that, or you don't? It's overplayed.
I guess I don't. It's
Okay.
like a little too on the nose, and I kind of like. It was hard for me to remember like what really the theme of Park Life is, but I kind of like. I just thought like lyrically, the stuff they were talking about, that was just a little more fun, a little more interesting. I do like that. I do like songs that you can understand. I don't want them to be too esoteric with the lyrics. And so I appreciate that. If you're going to have a message, I think it should be clear.
Yep, that's
I don't think you
point.
should have to look up the lyrics to figure out what they're saying.
Right.
And in this, it's very clear. But the lyrics are only a small part of it, and I wish I could remember more of Park Life, because I remember liking it a lot, but very few individual songs that I remember. Did that
Right.
have Girls and Boys on it?
Yep.
Okay, so, and that was one of the two Blur songs I knew before going into any of this.
Yep.
And that's a great one. And so, yeah, I need to listen to it again. But I think maybe I just like the theme of that one better, I could say.
Well, because I think it had a little bit less of a theme, and like we talked about
Yes.
earlier, I think it's more. Hold on, I'm gonna look up the track listing for
Okay.
for Park Life just real quick. So the songs on there are Girls and Boys, track 1. Girls against boys, against boys, against girls. Or what? How
Yeah.
does that song go?
Girls who love boys, who love
Girls. Oh,
girls
sorry.
who-
I was thinking of the Vitamin C song. Girls against boys, boys against the girls.
Yeah.
Which is not as
I
good
could
as...
I could see how they got a reputation for simple lyrics.
Yeah. And then
It's
is
really not fair at
Then
all.
is Tracy Jacks,
Yep.
which is Tracy, and then is End of a Century, which is one of the slow. That's the slow ballad one, I think.
Okay.
Oh no, To the End is the slow ballad. End of a Century is also a big ballad one.
Okay.
Then is Park Life, which is
That's great.
yep.
Park Life.
Park Life. Yep. And then is Bank Holiday. Was a six times a year.
Oh, yeah, that
Bank
was the
Holiday.
punk
Make
one.
everyone cheer. Then is Bad Head. It wasn't Bad Man. It was Bad Head. Got a bad head in the morning. And then Debt Collector is the instrumental. Then Far Out, which I don't remember that one. That's a weird. Then London Loves the misery or the mystery of a bleeding heart or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
London Loves. And then Trouble in the Message Center is a kind of a spacey one with lots of Clover Over Dover, my all-time favorite Blur song. That's the Baroque pop one with the harpsichord.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Then is He Loves to Live in Magic America. Magic
Oh, yeah.
America. And then Jubilee. Then This Is a Low. But it's their big ending song that's really sad. And then is Lot 105, which is one of their like circusy instrumental
Yeah.
songs.
I remember it ended with a little, yeah.
So as I look at that, to me, this album is more consistent, like I said. But
in the message?
no,
or-
just across the board. Like
Okay.
enjoyable song after full song after enjoyable song, enjoyable song, enjoyable song.
Yeah, there
That's-
were no real lows on this album, I would say.
Right. I think that's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But the thing is, to me, on Park Life, the highs, like the
Yeah.
best songs, like the 5 best songs from Park Life are better than the 5 best songs from this album.
Yeah, I would agree. And I
But-
think my top songs on this album are very similar to yours.
Yeah.
Because I ended up with Country House as the number one.
Okay.
And then Universal. And I might put Universal as number one.
Yeah. And I think Universal is just a great song.
And which is funny because when I think of Blur, I don't really want to listen to their ballady songs, but it was so pleasant to listen to.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
the strings and it was just a very nice song.
I think, yeah.
And then I had Top Man as my number
Okay.
3.
Yep.
And then It Could Be You. So,
Okay. Could be you, could be me.
Yeah. And maybe Charmless Man would have
Then
been number
Charmless
4,
Man,
but
yep.
like, yeah, it was it was those are great songs, but I don't know. Girls and Boys,
and it's funny
and Park
too.
Life.
It's
I'd probably put all those above.
It's funny too, because like with the titles of Blur songs, all the titles are like, the Stereotypes, and then the best days of our life, and then the story of a Charmless. But like you think of the TOPMAN, and Mr. Robinson and his Quango.
It's a very. I always think that song titles should be in the song. It should be the refrain or whatever you hear the most of usually. Or
I don't know if I would agree with that, but I don't mind it. I appreciate it, I guess, when it is like that.
Yeah.
But I also I'm a sucker for like metalcore songs that are like the title of the song is like a bleeding heart separated by a region of whatever Damascus in this time of the Pharaoh saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Like that's the name of the song, and then the song's just about like I feel so sad all the time. Like it has nothing to do with anything.
And maybe it's because I listen to a lot of 70s and earlier music where every single song, essentially the title is just the first words of the chorus or whatever.
Sure.
Because they want it to be a memorable title.
Yeah, for sure.
So I like that. And yeah, I'm excited to listen to more Blur, I think.
Yes. And I think the thing for us to do next would be to listen to their next album where they did the change.
Yeah.
And sure. I don't actually know. People in the comments let us know which album do Blur fans enjoy more, self-titled or 13? Because for me it's definitely 13, but I don't know.
Which album overall did they enjoy the most? Is it Park Life?
I would say Park Life is most people probably would say, because of song 2, would probably say the best Blur album is their self-titled one.
Okay.
But also like there's a song, the first song on the album is called Beetle Bum, and there's a lyric in that song that I don't like. Like,
that sounds so familiar to me.
It was a big song of theirs.
Yeah, no, I was wondering if I had
listen
heard
to it
it
now, but it's like a very big song of theirs, and I don't like it. It's like I don't like it at all. Yeah.
There's a lyric you don't like. Well, you don't need to say it.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's well, I mean it's what it is. But but I don't know. We'll have to listen. I would love to do all of it eventually, because I think you would really like the album that came before these two, which is Modern Life is Rubbish. They have some good songs. Like one of their biggest singles came was one of their biggest songs is called Pop Scene. And that song was released only as a single between Modern Life is Rubbish and Park Life. So that it never actually appeared on their albums. I think it's on the deluxe edition, maybe of not the deluxe like I have, but I have like a deluxe edition of, I don't know, it was like a re-release in the late 90s of Modern Life is Rubbish, which is their album from 1993. Okay. I think maybe it was 1992. I think it's 93. There's like a Pop Scene is like one of their big, they had a really cool music video for it and stuff, and it's a really hectic song. But then they also had like Sunday, which is a great one that's off of, I think, Oily Water. There's good stuff before this for sure, like a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
So I like it more than, and I don't think Leisure is like my least favorite album of theirs by quite a mile, I would say. Okay. But if I went and listened to it again, I don't know if I would think that, but Leisure is not my favorite of their albums. I like I think my favorite is this album, then would probably be Park Life, then would probably be Think Tank from 2003. Then would be Modern Life is Rubbish, which I shouldn't say this because this is giving away on my my ranking video. Then would be 13, then would be self-titled, then would be Leisure. And that's their whole discography. Interesting. So that's probably the way I would categorize it. And you could maybe convince me to put Think Tank in front of Park Life, because I really do like Think Tank. So, but yeah. So I don't know. So do you have any other overall thoughts of this album, just in general, or? I mean, we compared it to Park Life a lot, but I mean, you told us your favorite songs. So
I'll listen to this again this week. Actually, I'm going to go back and listen to Park Life again.
Yeah, I would. And then next time we do a Blur video, or maybe in the Gorillaz video, you can let us know. I'm really excited that we did this before Gorillaz.
Yeah, me too.
So you could get the thinking of it in your head, you know?
Yeah.
And then unless I'm wrong, I think you guys are totally wrong on what your perception of the Gorillaz is.
Okay.
I've been saying that this whole time. Like I
mean, I've heard several Gorillaz songs.
I know, but I've said it before. The Gorilla, if you took every song the Gorillaz made, 80% of them have no rap in it.
Okay.
And I think most people think of the Gorillaz as a rap group.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because every Gorillaz song has rapping in it.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Clint Eastwood, Feel Good Incorporated, maybe
Yeah.
Dare, maybe 192000s, which
2000, yeah.
Dare and 192000s don't, but
Okay.
but like anything they've done, their last album had only like a couple rappers on it. Like Bad Bunny was one of them, and he don't really rap. He just kind of auto-tunes his way through Spanish. So like
Yeah.
But then they also have 2 albums where it's literally just hip hop albums, like rap the entire time, and it's like garbage. I can't listen to those at all. But I do think Humans is a decent album. They've got some really great songs on there. But anyway,
So yeah. So dumb question, and I don't want to. I should probably just ask it here. Who? I know they have a lot of. I know they have like characters or whatever.
Yep.
And they have a lot of like guest artists and stuff. But like, does Damon Albarn sing on Gorillaz songs ever?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the lead vocalist. Well,
Okay.
It's not, but it is.
Okay. Sure.
And he's the one creating all of the music.
Got you.
Just basically just himself. And then he has artists come in and add things to it, so it becomes really collaborative. We'll talk about it in the video.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm going to give you guys a whole lecture beforehand of what to expect, but I'm going to try to keep it very simple. Like we're going to just go over a little bit of how the music is actually made, and then I want to tell you the story of the characters.
Okay.
Because I think that is what you would care about the most with the Gorillaz. Like it is a concept band that never stops being a concept story. Like it is a single story with magical elements and goofy stuff and things that could never happen in real world because they're animated.
Sure.
But they're an animated band in the world we exist in. So like it's very cool. It's like the story of it is so awesome. Okay. So and I'm very excited to get into all that stuff with you guys. And then I'm most excited to just listen to the music with you guys. I wish we would have been able to. I had it planned in the hospital that we would do, you and me and Chris Parker would do a video just discussing what is trip hop music. Because I don't think you or Chris really have. I mean, both maybe have a bit of an idea, but like we were going to do a video where we listen to like Portishead and Blue Foundation and Massive Attack and maybe some early archive and stuff that is like, to me, because trip hop is a bit of a wide like I only know of like 7 trip hop bands. Like, and I've looked everywhere. And so if you go online and you look for like list of top 10 trip hop albums of all time,
Yeah.
all the same bands are on them.
7 bands does not a genre make.
It does though. And that's what's so exciting. But there are a lot of people who consider the Gorillaz' first album to be one of the greatest trip hop albums of all time. Okay. And a lot of people don't consider it trip hop, but it really is. And so, and I don't know if I consider it trip hop either, but we'll talk about all that in the video. So, okay. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope that this video can get posted with the music. If not, we're done with Blur. We won't do it anymore. But I think with the way things have gone on YouTube recently, the music will be allowed in it, and then hopefully we can do more. So hopefully, if you're watching this video and you like this, let us know. I think the plan next would be to do self-titled. And then after that, maybe Think Tank, or we could go to 13 or go backwards to Modern Life is Rubbish. We would just have to see. I think Cody might enjoy the Japanese album. I forget what that album's called. It doesn't say anywhere on the album. Literally every word on it is in Japanese.
Is that the one with the ice cream cone?
Yeah. And that album is I only listened to it like a couple times when it came out. It didn't impress me that much. It's sort of along the same vein as 13 and Blur. They're self-titled. So but it's also, I don't know. It's different than Life of Darren was way different than that.
I feel like
this
is like there's like a trilogy of albums, isn't there?
This is, and we listened to the second
first one?
Modern Life is Rubbish.
I feel like I like these 2 so much more than like their new thing. We probably should just do that.
Well,
third one.
I know that you would really like that one for sure. Yeah. That's what I was saying. But I think it would be beneficial to do like
it might be more interesting to
one
hear
you wouldn't like as much next, and then we could go back and be like.
Yeah.
And then if you like me don't care for their self-titled album that much, then we could just listen to a couple songs off of.
Sure.
And then Think Tank is its own thing. Like I said, it's like, but that would come after Gorillaz stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Not that we're going to do more Blur before we do Gorillaz, but like my ultimate goal with the Gorillaz is for all four of us to listen to their first 3 albums.
Okay.
That's what are like the three big albums. That's their self-titled, then Demon Days, and then Plastic Beach. And I think each one of you,
there must have been a gap there between Demon Days and Plastic Beach.
There was a little bit of a gap, but I mean, not
because I remember that one coming out like when I was an adult.
Yeah, Plastic
Okay.
Beach. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think 2010, something like that.
Okay.
Because Demon Days was, I think, 2006 or 2005.
Oh, okay. So
Their first album was 2001.
it's a little later than I thought then.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like 4 or 5 years between their first 3
Okay.
albums. And I just think I'm so excited. I want to do those 3. I hope it works. But I
Yeah.
want to do those 3 albums specifically because I think you, Cody, will like Plastic Beach the most.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chris Parker will like Plastic Beach the most, but also really enjoy their first album. And I think Chris Schoenberg will like Demon Days the most. Most people universally think Demon Days is their best album, their second one.
Okay.
That's the one that has Feel Good Ink on it, and then
Yeah,
Dare
yeah.
on it as well.
Okay.
And then you probably wouldn't know any of the other songs off that one. And I don't know if you know any of the songs from Plastic Beach.
We need to do some Kinks sometime.
Yeah, for 1000%. Bring it
I
up.
think
bring it
of
up.
all, just bringing it back to Blur, of all the influences on them, I think I hear the Kinks the most.
I think I have one Kinks record.
They were so prolific and they had so many like changes in their sound, and I'm not an expert on them, but I'm just hearing it everywhere, and they got some really cool songs. So
Awesome. Awesome. We'll have to do that. Let us know if that's
Yeah.
something you guys would like to see us do that as well. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all hopefully very soon in the next video.